iPhone 7 Plus camera review. Let's get into that right now. Let's go.
So what is up, guys? Nick here from Everything Tech, helping to master your technology, and welcome to the iPhone 7 Plus full camera review. I do have samples coming up later on in this video, so stick around for that. But basically I have day and night, all day samples I've done, but we're going to talk a little bit about the specifications here before we dive into that. Now I am using a case on this iPhone right here because that jet black is so reflective, it's just kind of distracting on the camera here. But you can see this is the jet black, and the iPhone 7 Plus does bring the new dual camera setup here, which is a very nice setup here. So what is this setup? So the primary camera here is the same camera you're going to find on the iPhone 7 as well, and got a little dust ball in there. That is 12 megapixels. That's an f1.8 aperture with optical image stabilization. And the second camera here is also a 12 megapixel camera with f2.8 with phase detection autofocus and a 2x optical zoom. So what that means is if you go into the camera and we go here, 1x, if you hit this button right here, it goes 2x optical, meaning that once you hit the 2x, you're still in the full 12 megapixel resolution, which makes this for a very nice zoom camera for a phone. Probably one of the best zoom cameras you can find on any smartphone today, which is pretty nice that it can go up to 10x. And you're gonna see a lot of samples of that in this video here. Now this does have a quad LED flash here, which just means 4 little flashes, and I found this to be the brightest flashlight I've ever seen on a smartphone as well. And you can see that on the front we are going to have a 7 megapixel camera right here, and that is f2.2 at 1080p 30 frames per second, shoots in at 720p at 240 fps as well, phase detection, and HDR and panorama. So pretty much the same camera you're going to get set up on the iPhone 6s Plus of the past, but improves on that in pretty much every way. So what I mean by setup is the camera itself, the software looks the same. The picture quality is not too much better, but it's a nice improvement, enough to where you're like, this is definitely a better camera over the 6s Plus. So let's just bring this candle in, for example, and you can see right here, you can just snap a picture. If you hit the 2x, you can see it's still in the full resolution here on the 2x mode. So that's nice stuff here. But in terms of the software, I'm not going to go through it too much, but you can zoom this camera in up to 10x, which is a nice feature there. You could go into the portrait mode, get your depth effect going on there. You can go into square mode, panoramic mode, and you can just get really creative here. You got basically a pro camera here in your hand with the iPhone 7 Plus. Slow motion, time lapse here, so really nice stuff. And we're going to see modes of all this. You got the live photos inclusions, you got filters, HDR, and if you go ahead and get like an application from the App Store, a camera application, you can really improve the experience here of the iPhone 7 Plus's camera. So the stock camera is good, but there's better camera options, and you could really get some professional stuff. You can even do raw photos here on the iPhone 7 Plus. So photographers, embrace the 7 Plus. I think you're going to love it if you're a photographer. Going into the settings here, you can see if I go into photos and cameras, you have the ability to have upload burst photos, and this is pretty much the same features you're going to find in other, iPhones here, but you have the grid lines. You can record video up to 4K. It does take quite a bit of, space to go ahead and shoot that, but you can lock the camera lens here on the iPhone 7 Plus, which is pretty much something you cannot do on other iPhones. Pretty cool stuff there. And you can record in slow-mo at the same 720p and 1080p at 120 FPS. So that's pretty much, the iPhone 7 Plus's software of the device. I just want to mention a few things. Taking pictures with this phone has been a great experience, especially if you use a tripod or something like that, because this phone can rotate into landscape, and this pretty much applies to the 6 Plus as well as the 6s Plus, but because you can rotate into landscape, it really makes this a nice viewfinder to go ahead and snap pictures. One thing I don't like about the stock camera app is that it shoots in 4:3, so you will see black bars on the pictures that I'm going to show you later. But overall, it's been a very enjoyable experience, and it's been pretty great to set up on a tripod and just snap pictures here on the side. You can also just go over and go into whatever apps you need to go into while you're shooting the pictures. For example, if you got a script loaded up in your notes, like if you wrote a script and you're trying to get some shots, you can take a picture, you can go back, hop into your notes, and go ahead and check the next shot you're going to do, hop back into your picture, all in this landscape view on a tripod, making this a great smartphone camera. So that's pretty much all I'm going to talk about here on the 7 Plus in terms of the camera. And going into the lock screen, you have to go like this to get into it. And on the front camera, you do have retina flash, which you're going to see an example of here. So that's pretty much it. Let's check out this all-day camera review and samples of the iPhone 7 Plus. This is the last I'm going to talk. So if you enjoyed this video, at the end of it, please click the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel for more technology videos like this. This was Nick here helping to master your technology. Enjoy.
So here is a sample of the iPhone 7 Plus, the rear video, shooting it at 1080p at 30 frames per second. This is the standard mode that comes selected right out of the box. So no tweaking, we just hit the video button, and this is the kind of quality you're gonna expect here. Just hanging out with the ducks, and the audio is firing directly from the iPhone 7 Plus itself. And here is some video, zooming in at 2.4x, like I say, audio is firing directly from the iPhone 7 Plus itself. The goose don't want to be in this shot. Yep, there he goes. He said, I don't want to be in this shot right here. Where's my family? Where's my family at? So here's an example of that front-facing camera on the iPhone 7 Plus. This is a 7 megapixel camera shooting it at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The audio is firing directly from the speakers themselves, and you can see it does a pretty good job with shifting on exposure. It's not as good as an actual camera, but plenty good enough to do a vlog out in nature and just have fun. So that's the front-facing camera quality of the iPhone 7 Plus in the daytime. So let's say you're just walking or running with the iPhone 7 Plus. This is how it's gonna shake on that optical image stabilization. So we're gonna start running here. We're gonna jump up here. We're gonna come right here. And you can see I'm gonna curve the camera up just a little bit so you can see where it is that we are jumping off of. So you can see right here. curve the camera back down and show you a little bit of what it would be like. So we're gonna jump down here, jump down here, jump down here, and we're not gonna jump in there. That wouldn't be nice. Although the iPhone 7 Plus is waterproof, but that's pretty much the physical action or the movement of the iPhone 7 Plus. Audio firing again directly from the phone itself. So what is up, guys? Nick here. You are taking a look at the iPhone 7 Plus front-facing camera recording at nighttime. There's street lights around here, but it's still pretty low light. Coming in at 1080p, 30 FPS. Let me know what you guys think about the recording quality at nighttime here on the iPhone 7 Plus. Okay guys, so here we are in the park, and this is the iPhone 7 Plus rear recording in at 1080p 30 frames per second. Now you can see that we do have quite a few street lamps here, so it's not the darkest, but I mean really, who's gonna take shots over there? That's just a little too dark. So let me know what you think of the exposure shifting. It looks pretty solid. Let's come back here and let's take a look at the 2x here. So let's zoom in on this side and you can see it's going to be a pretty great camera. You can also zoom in on the 10x in the middle of video. So you can see we're getting in on the scarecrow there. And that's pretty much what you're going to get on the 1080p recording of the iPhone 7 Plus. Audio is coming directly from the phone itself. So that pretty much wraps this camera review of the iPhone 7 Plus up. The video scene, the audio scene is all coming directly from the iPhone 7 Plus. If you guys enjoyed this, click the like button for me. Comment down below what you thought. And subscribe to the channel for more. I will catch you all in the next one. This is Nick here, helping to master your technology. Be sure to be well. And peace.